and gentlemen, to Blockchain Universe. This is the Futurist Podcast. To my left, I have my buddy Brian. To my right, I have my partner in crime, Annalise. And two of us are in our quest. Cough, cough. Someone else has one, but is on a PC.
Apologize to my Quest is on low battery. Been using it too much today.
I'm sure all that multiplayer Beat Saber. How's that been?
Pretty fun. Um, I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Sometimes you can choose like if they have the DLC songs or whatever, they'll like choose them, and then the game will start. And if you don't own it, it just puts you in spectator mode and says that you
That
don't own the song.
I did
So there's a
experience
lot of
that when
quitting out.
Linkin Park came on. I was kind of very sad.
hmm And then a lot of times they'll join in, and then they'll be like just starting a song or halfway through, and then you have to wait like 3 minutes if you want to stay in the group. So definitely a little bit of hit and miss, a lot of disconnecting and reconnecting and trying to find a good group and whatnot. But once it's going, it's definitely fun. I've only gotten first place a couple of times, but generally I'm around the second or third place mark. So not terrible, but not as good as I was hoping.
Same here. My first try, I got third. I was really thinking I was gonna get first, but those guys were just beasts. We were all neck and neck in the points, but they got me by like a couple of hundred.
Yeah. Once you start getting good and stop missing them, then you have to start hitting them like really hard to get those extra points to catch up. But I definitely plan on putting a lot more hours into it now that that mode comes out or came out because I've been waiting for multiplayer Beat Saber forever, especially since Games
Ages.
Riders and them came out and had a multiplayer mode. And it's like, oh, come on, if they can release with it, Beat Saber can make one.
Absolutely. Annalise, is there any games that you're excited to check out on the Quest or Quest 2?
No, I haven't really checked out anything. I don't know. Like I said, I like just fantasy games. I don't know what's out. I don't keep up with Oculus news besides now you have to sign into Facebook to get onto the Oculus app and this enforcement of the Facebook sign up is for real because like I said, they're forcing you to sign on now. So this is happening. And you just got your Quest 2 today, which is awesome. How do you like it so far?
I love it. So far, the first thing I had to do obviously was jump into Solaris, and playing on the Quest One compared to the Quest Two, major difference. I felt like it was the difference between like playing on the Quest One. I felt like I was playing on a maybe like a late PS1, early PS2, whereas like going to the Quest Two was more like playing on a PS3. Would you agree, Brian?
Yeah, I would definitely say the biggest noticeable changes that I saw when I put on the headset was the changes in like the screen door effect from the Quest 1 definitely minimized. Obviously, with them discontinuing the Rift S and moving forward with just the Quest 2, they really have to amp up the kind of specs and resolution if they want it to really match the Rift as far as PC playing goes, when you plug it in with Oculus Link. But yeah, it was running really smooth. Just
Mm-hmm.
going, between apps and just going over the interface. It was very smooth. I don't know. It wasn't like laggy or rough in any way in the Quest One. It just I don't know. It feels a lot better. Maybe it's like part of the resolution or whatever. But just going through it definitely felt great. And the comfortability, I feel that the Quest 2 is definitely very plush. I don't know, the foam kind of like the head frame that it came with is very thick compared to the Quest 1, having had
Mm-hmm.
the Quest 1 on right before the 2. And
And
the
what do you
back
think
strap
about that
is definitely more
strap?
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more comfortable than
You
I
said
was
it's
expecting. I don't know. Everybody
uncomfortable?
was no, more comfortable. Everybody that I
Yeah.
heard from was like, the Elite strap is a requirement. You can't play it. It's like I was playing the Beat Saber multiplayer for a good hour and a half, and then I jumped like right into Somnium Space for another hour. I was playing for a good few hours earlier, and yeah, I really didn't have pretty much any
Any
discomfort as
problems?
far as
I don't- this is why I can't agree with critics and what people say on YouTube, because I kept hearing, oh, the head strap's going to be so horrible, it's going to chafe on your ears, if you're moving around you're going to feel it. I mean, I guess it doesn't count because I have dreads covering my ears, but I don't feel the strap at all. It goes way further back and pulls behind my head so much more than the Quest 1 does. I mean, like full head of hair, and this thing is able to grab all of my hair and feel sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall off my head at all. So they definitely did a great job with the headset itself. And then let's talk about these batteries, not batteries, these controllers, because man, the controllers feel so much different than the first one. It's the number one thing that keeps throwing me off is the finger placement for where the home button is. They completely shifted that, so both of like the menu button and the home button are all the way to the right, and then where the like left hand side of the controller is, there's like a place where you can just put your thumb. There's a huge empty space for you to just lay your thumb there in case you're not playing anything. And I think that's very handy, especially for games like Beat Saber where there's no button clicking, you're just kind of swinging your hands around. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely bigger. The button area, as you were saying, is a lot more like it's very round as opposed to just being big enough for the buttons themselves. There's a lot of room for you to rest your fingers. I don't know, I was kind of pressing a few of the buttons when playing Beat Saber. Maybe I just need to like adjust where I have my thumbs and whatnot on it. But yeah, very sturdy material. I noticed the battery compartment, they changed it out from the magnetic strip to the an actual like click in place, and it's definitely a lot stronger. I know I had to like kind of like press it and like push it out from one side, and then like the battery clip itself went like flying across my the room, just because I had to push it, give it a little bit of force to come out, just because it's very sturdy. But yeah, I don't know. I heard that the battery life is supposed to last like 4 times longer in it. I don't know how true that is. I've been using my same rechargeable batteries that I had with the Quest 1 controllers for the past year and a half. And I don't know, I feel like they go down in battery percentage the same, if not maybe even a little bit faster. I don't know if that's just my
Interesting. I,
batteries or
I
just
think that
personal
might be your
experience.
batteries, because I'm using the batteries that it came with, and I haven't moved a notch at all, and I played a good few amount
Yeah,
of
I
games.
haven't tried those. I mean, I put the batteries in, but since I have rechargeables, I obviously took them out and put them in my Quest 1 once I sold that off, just because, I don't want to be spending all kinds of money on batteries for the controllers. But yeah, I enjoy them, both the headset and the controllers overall. It definitely feels, or not specifically feels, but like, the white kind of design, like the more plasticky as opposed to like that kind of felt material that the Quest 1 has. It looks very reminiscent of the Go, but a more, kind of like what they were originally going for with the Oculus Go. As far as user consumption, especially with, it's like I bought when the Go first came out, like what 2 3 years ago, the higher spaced model for I think it was like $250. So tack on an extra $50 and you're getting the 64 gig Quest 2. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy with this pickup overall, even just getting the lower end model. And I haven't experienced any out of stocks. I know Best Buy, where I picked it up from, pre-orders were open through today. I don't think I checked it again today if they had any just current models in stock. But yeah, I had no issues going in there this morning and picking mine up. So we'll have to see how long
Neat.
they'll stay around for.
All right. So, guys, that's what's new with the virtual reality headsets that just came out today. The Oculus Quest 2. Don't think there was much other VR news that I saw across the space. And at least, have you
Hmm.
seen any other news outside of VR, maybe in the blockchain space?
I'm sorry, that was just such a weird way to segue into that. But news, most of the news right now that's circulating in crypto has to do with the fact that Bitcoin is going up to 12K. So it's caught a lot of attention, and so here's two things, right? Because can talk about how year to date Bitcoin has always gone up, but we can also talk about how this also has some people are saying that this has to do with the election. Obviously, people are relating it to politics, which I don't think is the case. I mean, yeah, maybe the economy and maybe Biden, I guess, winning has something to do with the price going up, but I don't think so. You just year out to date, Bitcoin's usually around this price, just based off last year. And we usually expect for it to be higher than the previous year. So I think that has a little bit to do with it. Plus the halvening pass, we're getting closer to that 1 year mark. A lot of people are expecting that bull run. We're getting closer to 2021. There's a lot of things that contribute to the price, but it looks like we're finally breaking past that 12K barrier, going back up to 13K, which is a lot of people's hopes, but we'll see. Other than that, most news again in the blockchain space, also DeFi, Ethereum 2.0 hasn't seemed promising. Well, not as promising as most people wanted them to. Some people are kind of disappointed. It looks like gas prices are still kind of expensive. I thought they would have reduced or
Stabilized by
mitigated
now,
or
right?
something.
At this point, they're gonna get beat out by competition. You got like EOS really stepping their game up in the
Yeah,
NFT
EOS
space.
is right. NFT wave is going crazy right now. People are selling NFTs, and there's a lot of artists selling these digital assets like crazy. Wax, like you said, is an exchange, and they're EOS based instead of Ethereum based, and they're going pretty high. Um, any NFT exchange right now that has a coin or has a marketplace is on an uptrend. So things are looking positive overall, like financially, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of excited to see where the space takes us.
Got some new people that just joined in. How's it going? Thanks for joining us. Blockchain Universe here. This is the Futurists Podcast. Talked a little bit about the Oculus Quest earlier. Just dived into a little update on what's going on in the Bitcoin space. I'll go ahead and let you guys know about what's going on with the cloud, as we've been seeing. Actually, speaking of the cloud, just to touch on blockchain, since we're still in just talking about that. I don't know if you heard that EOS is looking for their 21 blockchain delegates, and of one of them, Google Cloud is looking to be one of the top delegates, which I think that's
Really?
going to be pretty neat having Google Cloud on there. But right now they're kind of just throwing it out there, letting everybody know that they're running, and that you're gonna, if you're interested, you'd be able to vote on them. And if enough people vote for Google Cloud to be a delegated stakeholder for EOS, then they'll be one of the top 21, which I think is pretty interesting. Just since you're talking about politics, just to summarize for some people that don't really understand what that means, same way how in the United States here, you don't typically vote for the bills, you vote for a representative, and that representative votes for all the bills. EOS will have a bunch of changes that could be made, and instead of them allowing anybody to vote for those changes, they allow you to delegate a stakeholder who will then be able to make those changes. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for joining us, Bad Mother Goose. We're in the middle of the podcast.
Bad
Come
mother
on,
goose.
down, and we'll continue talking and have you up here on the stage after. Got some more people that just joined. Welcome, Lumpy Potato. Welcome, Island Nick. Guys, we're
Lumpy
live
potato.
streaming. This person in the middle right here is the camera, so try not to pass the camera. But we're here just having fun. You guys are welcome to ask questions. We're just here to chat with you guys and let you guys know what we're catching in the tech space, what's going on. You guys are free to walk around. There's some crypto art for you guys to check out. But yeah, guys, there's so much going on in the tech space right now. I was going to transition next to talking about what's going on with cloud gaming. Google just had an announcement today for their Stadia platform. They have quote unquote good stuff for us next weekend. So really curious as to what that's going to mean. Might get some new games, as well as might get some new features. I've been seeing here and there that we're getting more capability to be able to live stream directly from Google Stadia. So like if you're on your phone, you can just hit the live stream button, and the gameplay itself will be live streaming to your YouTube account instead of needing to like connect it to a computer or anything like that. And I was always curious what would happen for people like me that like to stream from my computer. How is that interaction going to work? They actually made a button that I can access now from the web only that'll plug right into OBS and allow you to stream from there. So shout out to Google making those features, keep dropping new features on Stadia. Really excited to see where that's going to go. There's other platforms that are out. Don't know if I talked about it last week, but Amazon announced a platform called Luna. We're seeing more and more about their streaming platform to compete against Google Stadia. For those that don't know, this is streaming games directly to your phone, your computer, whatever it is, your TV. You'll be able to just access these games and be able to play them instantly. And they just keep announcing more and more games. So it's going to be interesting to see what this competition looks like. Brian, do you have any blockchain gaming news for us, buddy?
That I do, just kind of reiteration from, I think I mentioned it last week, maybe the week before, the, what was it, NFT awards event that is going on. I don't remember the exact date. Sometime this year, end of the year, I think in November. I gotta go and double check. Nominations are now open for it though, and Ubisoft is joining in. That was the main takeaway there. It's going to be for non-fungible tokens across 10 different categories. Uh, there's going to be different judges. And yeah, so it's really cool seeing some of those bigger projects. I know we've been talking about like Atari on the Sandbox and some of these bigger gaming companies joining into the blockchain space. So it's really cool to have one as big as Ubisoft looking into the NFT awards, especially the first official one going on in this platform with Engine, as well as where was the other one? Digital Entertainment Assets. So
Hey,
a
Brian, it looks
few
like they're having
companies.
difficulty hearing you. Can
Oh,
you hit your megaphone?
let me see if I can. Is there a megaphone option over here? I know normally we have the microphones.
Yeah. If you hit the host tools, you'll see it's right there.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted to press. There we go.
All
All right,
good.
that should hopefully be better. Another one, Nestables pre-alpha is live and the first gameplay impressions. So for those of you that have been paying attention to blockchain games, Nestables is a game that's been in development for the past like year and a half, 2 years. You have these fuzzy little cube-shaped creatures that you play with on this island. Obviously, they're all non-fungible tokens, just like crypto kitties or blockchain cuties. You feed them, play with them, do activities with them, and earn crypto assets, I would assume, different types of items, accessories, whatnot that you can trade and sell. Looks like a pretty fun game. The graphics look great for it, and like I said, they've been developing it for a couple of years now. So definitely one to keep an eye out for. And pretty
Definitely.
much the last, but biggest one I wanted to touch into, Gala Games, which have worked on things like Farmville, as well as they had another one on here that looked pretty intriguing. But either way, they're coming out with an MMORPG that is going to have land ownership, and they started a pre-sale for it so far for the land parcels, and 5 pieces of Citadel land have sold for roughly $1.36 million USD per piece of land. So that's roughly, $6 to $7 million just for those 5 plots. So
Woo!
definitely quite a bit of money. I know we've seen in the
Moving
past
around.
lots of
Absolutely.
non-fungible tokens, crypto assets, blockchain items
Mm-hmm.
sell for considerable amounts of money. Primarily things like crypto kitties, exclusives or things for a
Axie
charity
Infinity
event.
had that big one
hmm
recently.
that they did. So yeah, this one, still upcoming. These are like, pre-sale style deals. So hopefully they take that money and put it to good use and release an actual decent MMORPG for us to play on the blockchain, because I know, at least me personally, I've been waiting for one pretty much since I got into blockchain gaming. Still haven't seen one. Little bit disappointed. We have the Six Dragons that's still being developed, but that's not, that's only an RPG. Either way, good looking stuff. And yeah, as far as blockchain gaming itself, that is pretty much it for me. Just to touch in the VR
All right.
a little bit more, because I know you were
Uh,
bringing it up earlier. I heard that.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring up one more blockchain game before
Oh
you
yeah,
move on
yeah.
to that one.
Okay.
Nifty Wizards. I found out about this one through Ken Bozak's YouTube channel. Pretty neat NFT based game that you can play directly in Telegram. So check out Nifty Nifty Wizards. You can also find their Telegram. Also join our Telegram, t.me/blockchain universe. You could be able to chat, learn a lot about these different blockchain games and what's going on in the crypto space. But sounded like you had another VR game you wanted to bring up.
Yeah, not specifically game, just a little piece of news that I heard. The Omni, the directional treadmill for VR that some of you may or may not heard of, that was developed or in the progress of being developed a few years ago, is apparently working on yet another new treadmill for consumers. Right now, apparently, they are doing seed investing. So the plan is apparently, if you're going to wait until it actually comes out, the treadmill is going to cost about, I think I heard, $2,000. And if you are doing the seed investing, I think it starts from either $1,000 or $10,000 minimum. Definitely more for those that have money. And I believe it was, if you pay $20,000 or more, you get a free Omni as well as a VR headset.
Whew,
That could be
that
with the
just sounds so
$2,000 purchase, but
ridiculous.
uh, yeah, a lot of people were pretty disappointed with the first one after trying it. Apparently, it's still going to have the rubberized flooring that, you kind of slide your feet on as opposed to actual walking. And yeah, they're not doing any sort of Kickstarter or whatever right now. The only option is the seed investing. So yeah, if you got money to spend and you're trying to go and pick
Just
yourself up
money to literally throw away, you mean?
yeah, a directional treadmill after maybe a couple more years of waiting, if they decide to release this one, because I do not believe the last one they
The
had the
last one
pre-orders
didn't
for
release.
never
Yeah,
shipped.
it's disgusting to, hype people up with a product and then only ship it to companies and not to consumers. Now they're saying this one's going to be consumer ready, but I don't know, man. I think I'm over the VR treadmill idea. I think VR cyber shoes
Mm-hmm.
is on the right track, making it a lot cheaper, just sending you a chair and some, basically a slipper that you put underneath your feet that you could then be able to run around in VR and doesn't cost as much as a $20,000 treadmill. You can just be able to spend, I think it was like $300 or $400 for these cyber shoes. It comes with the chair, and I think that's a lot better than actually running around. Oh, these guys are messing around with us. All good. Almost done with the podcast, and then we'll hang out, talk with these guys here in alt space. Does anybody else have any news that we want to discuss in the crypto space or the tech space?
Not super in particular. I know
No,
I
there's
was
not really
hearing that,
anything
mhm.
that I've seen besides what I mentioned earlier with DeFi and Bitcoin hitting 12K. Only thing that I will mention is that a lot of companies, like MicroStrategies, Fidelity, even Goldman Sachs, have been selling off the US dollar for other currencies or assets. Goldman Sachs didn't specify what they were trying to sell off for instead of having USD, but uh, you know, companies like MicroStrategy and Fidelity, they are recommending people and companies to have Bitcoin in their portfolio other than USD because the economy is very fragile. That's what I'll say. Fragile
Mm-hmm.
right now. The US dollar is fluctuating a lot when it actually comes to that. So that's something that I found interesting, and that's about it. That's all I can say. If the top 1% is doing it and corporations are doing it, then maybe you should look into it, and you should too. So those are
I
my two
hear
cents.
that. I agree with you on that one. Well, guys, this has been a wonderful episode of Blockchain Universe Futurists Podcast. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back again next Tuesday, as well as we have other events throughout the week. More than welcome to join us. Wednesdays, I play video games. Thursdays, Annalise and Tim does Drunk Crypto on the Bits and Tokens channel. Fridays, I do VR game night. This game night, I'm going to be playing Super Smash Bros. Check out my Dueling Dragons tournament with me and my boys. And then on Saturday, I have a crypto chat with Crypty. She's from Block Babes, as well as she's a part of the Digi community. So we'll be talking a bit about that. Hope to see you guys there. Have a great week. Bye.
Cool.